Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave, and today we're going to look at the final preview article for Age of Apocalypse for Marvel Champions. This will be Scenario 5, so the final villain in the box. The box comes out at the end of the month, and this is, like I said, the final video, or preview video, before the box comes out. So let's take a look at the article. So, the end of the apocalypse. The apocalypse is nigh. The release of Marvel Champions, the card game's latest expansion, is just days away. Over the past couple of months, we've previewed each of the scenarios of the Age of Apocalypse campaign. Today, it's time to finally take a look at the campaign's fifth and final scenario. If you don't want it to be spoiled for you, then close this article now and save the surprise for when you pick up the expansion yourself. You have been warned. Without further ado, let's take a look at the Age of Apocalypse campaign's final boss. Okay, the final battle. After Dark Beast's defeat, our heroes take control of the time portal and use it to return to the past, hoping to prevent Professor X from being assassinated. Unfortunately, they arrive just a second too late. The professor is infected with a deadly techno-organic virus, and only Apocalypse has the cure. With no other option, the heroes travel to the high-tech pyramid of N7 to bring the fight to the villain himself. So it looks like Apocalypse is the villain. So we've got two different versions of Apocalypse in the box, apparently, from Scenario 3 and then this one. We'll take a look at the cards here, but it looks like it's a folding card. Kind of similar to Ant-Man, Wasp, and Angel. That's interesting. Let's take a look. If you think this version of Apocalypse won't be as strong as the full-blown tyrant you fought earlier, think again. While he may not have fully ascended yet, this version of Apocalypse makes up for his lack of an empire with raw power, and is represented by the game's very first three-sided villain card. Apocalypse begins the game in biomorph form, which focuses primarily on attacking. As the scenario goes on, various cards cause him to shift to his scheme-focused cyberpath form or enlarge to his stalwart and imposing giant form. Alright, let's take a look at these cards. We'll start with Biomorph. Alright, Apocalypse. 1/2 mutant Biomorph. Apocalypse's attack gain overkill. Force response. After Apocalypse changes to this form, deal 1 indirect damage to each player. Okay. Apocalypse 2 scheme 1 attack mutant cyberpath retaliate 1. After Apocalypse changes to this form, place 1 threat on each scheme in play. And then Apocalypse 2/2 mutant giant stalwart. After Apocalypse changes to this form, heal 1 damage from him. Okay, so this has got, like Ant-Man vibes, and Angel, where you get to do something every time you change. Well, more Ant-Man, I'd say, because as you change forms, it automatically does something. All right. Each form has a different ability that triggers when Apocalypse changes to it, and you can expect him to change forms a lot during this scenario. Both stages of the main scheme can pull superpower cards from the encounter deck after building up power counters. And every signal card in N7's encounter set has the superpower trait and can change Apocalypse's form. For example, his biomorphic blast can swap him to biomorph. The plugged-in side scheme can switch him to cyberpath, and he can draw on his staggering strength for a giant-size wallop. All right, let's take a look at those cards. Biomorph Blast. Superpower. When revealed, if Apocalypse is in Biomorph form, he activates against you. Otherwise, change Apocalypse to Biomorph form and place 1 power counter on the main scheme. And as a boost, after this activation, change Apocalypse to Biomorph form. So it looks like he's going to be switching a lot like Ant-Man likes to do. Plugged in. Superpower. When defeated, if Apocalypse is in Cyberpath form, he activates against the player who defeated this scheme. Otherwise, change Apocalypse to Cyberpath form and give him a stuffed status card. It's a crisis with 5 threat on it. Staggering strength, give him +2 attack, attach to Apocalypse, and change him to giant form. A forced interrupt. When Apocalypse attacks you, you are stunned. Discard this card after this activation. After this activation, reveal this card. Okay. Let's get to those cards in a second. As if superpowers weren't bad enough, Apocalypse also has a full arsenal and army at his beck and call. With the Celestial Tech Encounter set, Apocalypse can wield a celestial weapon to power up his attacks, and he can don celestial armor to likewise empower his schemes. If that still isn't enough, Apocalypse can call upon the members of the clan Alkaba to assist him in battle. With Ozymandias at the helm, his tyrant-worshipping clan utilizes an ancient ritual to overwhelm the heroes with a flood of encounter cards. The clan Akaba Zealots will gladly leap to the defense of their master, their defeat fueling the ancient ritual with his fierce scarab can grant the ritual a significant boost. Each time she defeats an ally, with Apocalypse commanding such forces in combination with his own strength, the heroes will have to bring their A game if they want any hope of emerging victorious. Alright, let's take a look at those cards. So we'll go to Celestial Weapon. Alright, Celestial Weapon. Attached to the villain. When the villain attacks you, discard the top card of your deck. If the card's resource is energy, deal 2 damage. Mental, discard a card from your hand. Strength, you are stunned, discard this card. Wild, do all of the above. Celestial Armor, +0 scheme. Attached to the villain. When the villain schemes against you, discard the top card of your deck. If that card resource has energy, heal 2 damage from the villain. Mental, you are confused, discard this card. Strength, give the villain a tough status card. Wild, do all the above. Ozymandias, 1 scheme, 1 attack, 6 hit points. Tough, villainous, he's elite. When he schemes, place the threat on Ancient Ritual. Boost, choose either place 3 threat on Ancient Ritual or this card gains +3 boost icons. Ancient Ritual, permanent setup. After threat, so this is a side scheme that's permanent though. After threat is placed here, if there is at least 10 threat here, remove 5 threat from this scheme and deal each player a face down encounter card. And it starts with 5. Clan Akaba Zealot, 2/2, 3 hit points, guard, place 2 threat on Ancient Rituals when defeated. Boost, place 1 threat on Ancient Ritual. Scarab, 1/3, quick strike. Force response, after Scarab attacks, place 1 threat on Ancient Ritual. 3 threat instead if the attack defeated the ally. Defeats an ally, sorry. Okay, so chump blocking is bad, obviously, for that. N7 Pyramid, this is the main scheme. 8 threat per player. Force response, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 power counter here. If there are at least 4 power counters here, the first player removes 4 of them and discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until a superpower card is discarded and reveal it. So this helps fuel Apocalypse. Plus 1 threat per player. It starts with 1 threat per player. Oh, that's card number 1. I guess I missed that in the beginning of the article. But okay, well, we got it now. The end of an age. Our heroes have fought long and hard throughout the entirety of the Age of Apocalypse campaign, from the onslaught of Unas and the Infinites and the final battle against Apocalypse for the fate of the world. This campaign serves as the perfect finale to the Mutant Trilogy of Marvel Champions expansions. Look forward to taking on these scenarios yourself when Age of Apocalypse arrives on the store shelves March 29th. All right, that looks very interesting. I was curious who the 5th villain, and thought it was weird that Apocalypse would have been in 3rd. So it's good to know that Apocalypse is in the box twice, in a box that's named after him. So yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to this when it comes out, and Dirk and I will be doing go through the campaign. Yeah, so the villains will be new for Dirk, and I've seen some of the cards from these articles, but there's still going to be surprises, I'm sure, for me as well. Want to thank everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hey everyone, if you like that, there should be more videos on the screen that you can click on. There's a playlist of Marvel Champions, and you can subscribe in the lower right hand corner. Thank you.